Hey viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist and welcome back to Tracks, the train set game. This is something like episode 18 now, is it? No, wait, no. Is that right? No, I think we're past 18, aren't we? Fuck, I can't even remember what number we're up to. It might be 19, I'm not sure. But regardless of what number it is, we're back here, of course, in Pretty System. Last time, we made a start on the beginnings of our airport. So we started off with what is basically meant to be the airport train station. So, rail connection into the town, which is, it's not a huge distance to go, I'll give it that. But of course, it's just a matter now of actually working on building up the terminal buildings. I'm probably thinking I'll have two of them, sort of flanking the station. And I was actually doing a little experimentation off camera. So one thing I will say about this game is that the hospital buildings are really freaking versatile. So here's the thing, I was doing a little test before, so just watch this. I'm going to just put that there, sort of overlapping those two stations, because the thing is I want these terminals to actually connect to the station directly, so you can go straight from one to the other, like that. But basically I found you can do this. You can basically stack hospital buildings like so, and I think that's a really good well, I think that'll be really good for the terminal building, basically, because I think the terminal buildings of this airport are going to be fairly substantial, and I think they need to be, because of course these buildings need to handle a high volume of commuter traffic, because, planes, if you look at any major airport in the world, the rate at which planes land and take off is pretty insane. I think it's like, some airports here in the UK, for example, it's like one every 2 minutes or something. I can't even remember what the number is, but it's pretty frequent, basically. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make these big, lovely big terminal buildings, and they're going to be fucking awesome. Now, let me just think this through. Should put sort of one like that, and then one on top like that. Obviously, we can embellish the rooftops to give, to hide basically the giant hospital symbols. But this is, this is what I'm thinking. We're going to create several kind of blocks like this. And the thing is, the fact that you can do this with the hospital building raises all kinds of possibilities for other types of builds we could add to Pretty System. Namely, what am I thinking here? Namely, sort of maybe creating kind of big tower blocks using the hospital buildings. Because I think that'd be quite interesting. Yeah. Okay, so what I need to do is increase grid subdivisions here to get this to work. I don't want it 25%. Yeah, put it there. It's a bit glitchy, as you can see, with some of these textures here, but that's just something that we may kind of have to deal with. Unless I can... hold on. Let me try it again. Because see, some of the kind of texture glitches are not that noticeable. Okay, if I put it there, there is a bit of a seam between the two buildings. Hold on. It's just a matter of getting it kind of lined up absolutely perfectly. 12.5? Okay, 12.5 grid subdivision works here. So let's do it like this. Okay, so we put those like that. Let's get the opposite side. Like so. Hold on, how are we kind of doing this? I think it was like this. No, it wasn't like that at all. It was like that. Yeah, like that. Okay, so just got to make sure it all lines up perfectly. So in the meantime, whilst I'm putting this up, special thanks, of course, to people who've been leaving comments on the previous videos. Especially, those of you who've been leaving suggestions for things that I could add to this town at some point. One suggestion which I definitely like the sound of is the suggestion to build some kind of power station. So I've got my kind of industrial area, but what about actual energy generation in this town? That's the thing, I could definitely experiment around a bit with some of these buildings and get something that I like. Because here's the thing, right? Since we can technically stack buildings, what I was thinking for a power plant was maybe stacking factories and kind of combining them in sort of patterns that makes it look like one giant building. Maybe experimenting with some of the other structures to see if we could create stuff that looks kind of interesting. Alright, hold on, let's get this lined up. Okay, put that there. Put one on top. Ooh, careful. There we go, that one goes there. And then we will twizzle this around here. Bring this one in there. There we go. So you see, it's an interesting build. Because the thing is, of course, I have my placeholder builds over there. Well, you can't really see them from here, but beyond that side of the town. And obviously, at some point I'll delete those, because I don't need them anymore since I've started building up here. But, yeah, I mean, they were just kind of, like say, interesting kind of placeholder builds, whilst I work out what kind of looks really nice. Right, that one there. I think we'll make this the last section of this terminal. We'll try and sort of mirror it on the other side of the train station as well, so it looks okay. There we go. And up here, there. Okay, that is quite a big building, isn't it? So that will be the first terminal of this airport. So like I say, the thing about airport terminals is they need to be big buildings, because that's the thing, right? Much of the ground floor of any airport terminal, as far as I'm aware, well, I mean, I say as far as I'm aware, I mean, I've been to airports and I know this. Much of the kind of ground floor of any terminal building, a huge section of it will just be taken up by the check-in hall. And then, of course, that connects through to things like the departure lounge, which is equally just as big, because it has to accommodate so many potential passengers. Right. Now, we do need, obviously, a section of each terminal where taxis and buses can pull up to actually drop people off. So we need a section for the actual kind of check-in hall here. And I'm thinking, should we just continue to use hospital buildings? Or should we try for something different? See, I wonder if we could take one of the fire stations, maybe, and just sort of combine things around to try and create something that looks interesting. Possibly. What do you reckon? Because the thing is, this will need to be kind of like mounted to a corner somewhere. Hold on. If I just line this up, just see how this looks. I put it there, maybe? Like that? That kind of... might need to... Nah, I don't know about that, actually. Maybe we'll just sort of keep going round the sides with these hospital buildings. Okay, let me just... I want to obviously mirror the hospital buildings on this side of the train station. So put that like that, and then obviously get one on top of it. So yes. Thing is, actually, come to think of it, every airport needs kind of like an emergency building as well, doesn't it? It needs a building where you can house emergency vehicles in case, there's like an accident on the runway, something like that. Plane crash or whatever. Not that we are anticipating plane crashes here in Pretty System. Pretty System has a very good safety record for aviation accidents and the like. That's what that's the canon, everybody. I'm making that up now. Come here, get on there, you bastard. No. Yeah, it's been a bitch. It's been a little bitch. For some reason it's not letting... There, come on. If I go into Alt, here we go, alternate mode, sticks it at the right level, sort of. Or not. Is that right? Hold on, let me just check, see if that looks right on the other buildings. Yeah, actually it does, doesn't it? No, I was correct before. I thought for a second it was slightly too wide, but no. I'm just getting worried over nothing, it seems. Right. So how you fine folks out there doing this? Clearly, people are still enjoying this series, and they're really loving it, which is good to see. It's a nice game, it's just a nice chilled out game for messing around, having a bit of fun, just building stuff. Hold on, I need to go into alt mode again down here. Oh, without friggin' pulling that down into the ground. I don't want to do that. Okay. So of course, if you've got suggestions for things to add to this town, feel free to actually, tell me down below in the comments and all that. So I welcome suggestions. But like I say, now that I've discovered that I can sort of stack hospital buildings like this, it's going to be very, very interesting, I do think. It opens up a whole world of possibilities. That should be quite good, shouldn't it, ladies and gents? Right, hold on, need to get alt mode again. So I can whack those down together. There we go. Nice. Oh, is that... Oh, God, I thought for a second it wasn't going to let me stack that, but nope, we're alright. Okay, keep going. Like I say, just going to mirror these things on the other side. Oh, there we go. Now, how are we doing? So 3 big central blocks, need to be 4 of them. Kind of 2 smaller wings. Right, hold on. We're almost done with this side of the kind of like airport now. Well, I say almost done, but obviously, you know, there'll be fine-tuning to come in terms of actual details. But of course, we'll get to those in due course, just as soon as we've actually got the main buildings themselves in place. Twizzle that round here, put that there, and put that up. Ooh, there we go. Okay, right. So, we've got the 2 kind of basic terminal blocks in place. Now, of course, obviously, we will just need to add perhaps buildings down the sides. In fact, what I'm going to do is... Hold on, let me just put the grid subdivisions back up to 100%. I'm just going to put some more stone blocks down. Because, obviously, what we need to do is we need to really kind of lay out the basic area for this airport. So, we'll have, of course, this big sort of built-up area here. I'm going to need to put some fences down, obviously, around that track there, so it's carefully delineated. Right, that there. Now, obviously, what we also need to do is lay down where the runways will actually be. And here's what I'm thinking for the runways. We're going to have 2 of them, and of course, they're going to be fairly big. That's the thing. And there's going to be maybe like a grassy verge area in between them in order to separate them. So that will look fine. There we go. Ah, how do you like my Soviet era? My Soviet-style, big, blocky airport terminal buildings. They do look good, don't they? Right, so that's the basic area there. Let's put some grassy blocks down the kind of sides here to start marking out where some of these verges are going to be. Kind of either side of the runways. Well, let's actually... I'm just thinking, should we just do 2 runways? I mean, I don't know, depending on how big this is. How big is an aeroplane, come to think of it? Oh, not that big. Okay. Right. Let's see. So, hold on. If I had a runway here, grass verge here, runway here, grass verge here, runway here, grass verge here, okay, actually... We could have multiple runways, come to think of it. That could actually work. Right, hold on. So let me just get... Let's put the grass kind of verge areas in first. So the thing is, also something else in terms of the long-term plan of this build. Hold on a minute, what's going over here? Oh, does the world sort of end over here? Huh, okay. Oh, I was unaware of that. Does that mean there's kind of a boundary to how big your world can actually be? That's interesting. Because something I was going to actually say just then was, I feel like this airport is going to mark the kind of this edge of Pretty System. Because I felt like there was a logical place to do it. You know, because obviously there's going to be a limit to how big this place actually is. I don't know why I just did that. Didn't mean to. But yeah, I was unaware, because obviously if there's a boundary over there, then this airport is just going to fit in nicely. Just slot in there, which will be quite good. Okay, get those down. I think the runways will be quite big. They'll need to be, because airport runways need to be massive. They do take up so much room, don't they? Oh god, that's not what... Oh fuck, I just deleted 2 by accident. So easy to delete things in this game. Okay, get those down. Whoop, there we go, put that there. And get this one down here. Right, yeah, could probably go out a bit further, couldn't we? Okay, hold on. If we put that like so. Just keeping an eye on time as I go along on my little clock by my desk, so that I know if I'm going up to the end of my recording time, which I'm not yet. Still got a little time to go at present. Right. Put those there. There we go, right. We'll leave it there for the kind of grassy edges of the runways at the moment. So we've got 4 runways in this airport. That's much better than I thought, yeah. So we could have, you know, up to 4 aircraft taking off / landing at the same time. I just don't know why I keep opening that context menu. Didn't mean to. Okay. So, you know, this is not exactly the most riveting build here at the moment. This is just me laying down the ground. But it's going to, you know, show you where the actual runways are located. Now, one thing that I may just experiment with a little bit off camera is actually, you know how in airports, particularly in some kind of major airports, in order to access an aeroplane, to get onto it, they have those kind of covered mobile gangways that they deploy, the ones on big wheels, like an enclosed walkway. I'm just wondering, is it possible that we could kind of build something like that using existing pieces that are available in the game? It's possible, but we'd have to kind of experiment a little bit. Right, so this is the entirety of the air. Well, I say entirety, I mean we may expand the runways a bit yet to make them realistically bigger, but this is the base kind of area down. It's quite big and flat. You know that's the thing about obviously British system. It's all very flat so far. Obviously, you know, you got that one big office building over there, which I did on a raised area. I'm going to definitely try and build more raised areas in this town at some point. Maybe some hills with houses on them, things like that. Okay, we're concentrating on the matter at hand, though. Let's just see if we can whack down a couple of quick planes. So maybe if we have kind of one here that looks like it's about to take off. Ooh, look at that blue plane. We'll have this one over here, sort of coming down this direction as though it's just landed. Hold on. There we go, just there. And obviously we'll put more planes in due course. Obviously, you know, we'll have ones in front of the terminal buildings as though they're parked up, ready to load up with passengers before they start taxiing and all that. Right, let's just put some fencing down over here, I think, because we need it, really. I need to increase those grid subdivisions. And again, there we go. Just sort of get it like this lined up. That's not working. 12.5. Try that. Yes, there we go. So I'm just sort of lining it up with the fences of these platforms here. There, right. Can we put one then there? Yes. Right, so we do it like this. See, ladies and gents? And rotate like that. Let's start getting them in down here as well, so that they're all kind of together. It's just so, you know, like I say, the actual railway track is blocked off from the rest of the airport. Because, you know, you don't want friggin' railway tracks right exposed to the friggin' aeroplanes and whatnot. There we go. Right, so that's now barricaded off from there, which is good. And yeah, this has plenty of space here for aircraft and airport vehicles to taxi around and what have you. Yeah. So, can we put anything in there, actually, incidentally, in that kind of gap? I don't know. Do we want anything in there? I'm not entirely sure, really. No, probably not. It's just a little space. It'll be fine. Okay, what else? So the question now is just, obviously we need to do something about the rooftops of these terminal buildings, just to hide those, well, hide the friggin' hospital symbols, because we don't want those. They're not at all what we desire. Can we hide them with radio towers, maybe? Let's have a look. If we can. I think we can, can't we? Possibly. Obviously, you know, you need radio towers at an airport. How does that look? I mean, obviously we can't obviously put radio towers on top of every building. But I'll tell you what I might do. I might do the nitty-gritty kind of hiding the cross symbols off camera, and because the thing is that's just going to be kind of a bit of a kind of boring thing to watch if you honestly ask me. What I mean is just, you know, doing something like on the top of this building where the cross symbols are actually hidden. But yeah, okay. Well, we'll do that off. I'll do that off camera, so you know you're actually not having to watch that. But I'm still thinking though, in terms of the sort of side buildings, how are we going to do this? Because things we've got these terminal buildings themselves. That's where people are going to go to get to the departure lounges in order to embark on their flights. But where are the kind of check-in hallways going to be? That's why I'm thinking of just having little sections down the sides. Because obviously, you know, there'll be the check-in halls. We'll need a control tower somewhere in this airport as well to oversee, you know, all the landings and whatever else have you. And, you know, we'll need the emergency buildings as well. So, probably we'll use these hospital buildings once again. Let's see now. Let's see. Maybe for the okay, hold on. If we put a hospital building there, right, yeah, just put that there for now, and maybe have a couple like this, perhaps. It could work. Yeah, possibly. Obviously, we'll just need to disguise the fronts of these buildings so that, you know, it doesn't say friggin' hospital on them or whatever. But we can do that later on, I do think. Having said that, you know, these hospital buildings obviously have their kind of covered entrances, which would be good in one sense, wouldn't it? Hold on, let me just try something else here. I could expand the size, actually, of these, like so. Hold on, I'm getting ideas in my head, everyone. Ideas like this. A bit glitchy again, but it's fine, it'll be okay. Yeah, because, like I say, check-in halls in airports, they're pretty big. So they need to be fairly substantial, I do think, these do. Right, hold on. Let me just think this through. Right, put that there, let's get another one. It's just a mess of hospital buildings, this is. That one there. Then put another one in here. Hold on. Get it lined up. There we are. Yes. So this is what we'll do then, ladies and gents. These will be the drop-off points where the check-in hall is located. So you see it's got 3 separate entrances. It's all kind of one big area. And then obviously it connects into the terminal building itself. Yeah, I think it kind of works, doesn't it? I mean, it looks a bit weird with some of the windows getting kind of bricked up, but never mind. It'll just sort of have to do, won't it? Okay. So something else actually we could do here is, if we could pull a road in, maybe? Hold on. Let me just get a road piece and just see how this would work. Okay, it'll be positioned there. Maybe we could put more hospital buildings actually in. Yeah, put that there like that. Hold on. Because what we need to... No, bollocks, that's not what I wanted to do at all. What the hell? Right, get rid of that. Yeah, get rid of those fence pieces there. So that way it's actually accessible. Just put those like that. Oh, not like that. Oh, I keep freaking doing it wrong. There we are. Right, yeah, because the road obviously needs to come in here in order to actually get into the airport to begin with. Maybe we can put down some more hospital buildings to actually get the get it right up to the road. Do you reckon? Hold on. Oh, okay, we'll get those grid subdivisions back in place. And what if I put another one here? Like that, maybe? Yeah, because then it's a really nice, big, substantial building, and it's right up on the road. Okay, yeah, this could work, actually. So let's do that. Obviously, it's going to look very weird, but never mind. Let's see now. Put that there. Like that. Good. Oh boy. Slowly but surely, it's coming together. And obviously, though, we're going to have to mirror this on the other side of the airport, which is the only potential thing. Oh, I mean, look at it, though. It does look pretty impressive, doesn't it? In terms of the sheer size of it. It does look awesome. Okay, so yes, here we are. Got that there. So this is obviously where taxis and buses, like I say, can pull up. Now, just thinking about this. How, yeah, if we pull it round like this and have kind of like a double roadway, so that way it kind of all reconnects. Hold on, let me just pull that across like so. And see if I can get this to join up like that. Yeah, okay. I know it looks a bit strange, but because the thing is, you know, your car's pulling in here and kind of pulling up in front of these doors here. Obviously, you need a way to get past them. So you can have it as like a one-way system, kind of. You know, you go in at one angle, you go round, and you come out at the other one. So you could have signs up saying, you know, one way or whatever. Okay, yes. So that's how it's going to look along the sides of the airport. Let me just get some blocks in place here. So I've actually got something supporting these roads. There we go. Like this. Here we are. Nice. Right, let's just put those there for now. Okay, right. So that is one wing there, where the check-in hall is going to be. So the passengers, you know, they come in, well, flight commuters, whatever you want to call them, you know, they come in, they get, you know, they get offloaded by their taxis, their buses, or alternatively, they'll, you know, park up at the terminal car park, which there's going to be a terminal car park on either side of this factory area. So one big car park here for this terminal, and similarly one over on the other side for the other terminal, you know, and then they can come across by shuttle bus or whatever, get unloaded here, straight into the door, straight into the check-in hall, and then ultimately the check-in hall will connect through, you know, once they've actually presented their passports, their boarding tickets, well, not their boarding tickets, but you know what I mean, their passports and bags and whatever to the check-in desk, and they come through here, into the terminal itself, to the departure lounges, or whatever. Yeah. See? Got it all planned out. Obviously, though, we'll just need to put more buildings in terms of things like emergency services and what have you. I mean, we could just put another fire station in, rather than trying to necessarily make it part of one of the buildings. I don't know. So, you know, you could put it... Hold on. If we change the grid subdivisions again, back to 12.5, maybe sort of put it in there. Or there, like that. Yeah. That could kind of work, couldn't it? Like that. And we'll just put a fence up there to kind of, you know, block it off. Yeah, because obviously, you know, the airport needs a fire station for emergencies and whatever else have you. So that'll be very, very important, won't it? Obviously, we need that control tower as well at some point. Because every airport needs a control tower where air traffic control can sit up and keep an eye on everything that's going on. Okay, so, hold on, let me just block this. Should we use fences or should we use wooden walls? Wooden walls. Because we kind of want to screen it off, I do think, don't we? Don't want potential terrorists coming into pretty system. Those terrorists with their strange ways of doing things. Okay, yeah, like that. It's like a big security barrier, kind of. That stops people just driving in, or whatever else have you. Right. I'm still just thinking, though, how could I disguise the hospital signs on the front of the buildings? What if I use the train sheds, do you reckon? Because you could use the train sheds as kind of, just thinking, could you use the train sheds sort of as like covered areas with drop-off points, sort of? It's an interesting possibility, one I'll have to just sort of experiment with off camera. Or maybe just experiment with it now? Huh. I mean, it looks... I don't know. I mean, it kind of looks like it could work. I'm not entirely sure. It's like a... maybe we could have like a covered roadway. Yeah, okay. Maybe. I might experiment with that off camera, though. Just see if I can get something that I actually like the look of before I start putting anything down. Yeah, I think that probably would be for the best. Obviously, airport vehicles. We need a few fire trucks, don't we? In this old Magumbo. Let's see now. In fact, I was just thinking, actually, we could have maybe helicopter landing pads somewhere in this airport too. Maybe. Let's put a fire truck there. Yeah, that way it looks like it's actually inside the building. Can we go in? We can, yeah. Could probably sort of line this up, couldn't we, to make it look like they're just already parked. Hold on, hold on. Oh, actually, no, it's kind of glitching into the roof a bit there, that ladder, isn't it? Or is that just the way it's positioned now? Okay, no, it'll go down a bit. Alright, let's get those in there. There we are. So you see, fire trucks are all in the airport fire station and waiting to go in case of an emergency, in case a plane comes down and, you know, it crashes or anything like that, despite Pretty Systems' glowing airport safety record. But whatever, yeah, aviation safety record, I should say. Alright, well I think we've made a bit of progress then on this airport in this episode. So we've got the first of the airport emergency services in place. Obviously what it'll also need is probably an ambulance station as well. Yeah, that's another important thing, I do think. But we can put those maybe elsewhere. In fact, actually we could probably park some ambulances up on this side, in this area here. Let's just change the grid rotations a bit so they're parked up like this. Yeah, because that's the thing, you know. Airports don't just need fire trucks as well for emergencies, they need ambulances in case of obviously injuries and casualties and whatever else have you. Maybe let's just put another one down so they've got that full array of emergency vehicles if need be. There we go, right. Right, okay, so I have a feeling, you know, this airport is going to take a while to actually fill out, but I think, you know, we've made quite a bit of progress in this one episode on it. So what I need to do is obviously mirror this giant makeshift check-in hall over on the other side by the other terminal building. So we'll probably do that next episode. What I'll probably do off camera, like I said, is put things on the rooftops to hide all the hospital symbols, and also experiment a bit with using the train sheds to try and create sort of like a series of covered areas on these roadways, so that well, the main purpose of that will just be to hide the hospital signs, so that it obviously doesn't look like a hospital. But yeah, just something to think about. So yeah, thank you for joining me then, everybody, for this, another episode of Tracks, the train set game, where we're getting on with building our airport. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like below, comment, maybe share with your friends on social media. If you're not doing so already, why not subscribe to my channel? But in the meantime as well, of course, if you're interested in signing up to my Facebook and Twitter pages, you can find links to those in the video description, along with a link to my propagandist channel where I do lots of particularly anime-related content. In fact, anime-related content is the only thing on there at the moment. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, by all means, feel free to go and check it out. But in the meantime, time for me to sign off now. Goodbye, everybody. How high do I need to go to get this, though? That's the question. Oh wait, no, this is going down that way. What? Oh, shall I risk jumping off to the left and see if I can get into that magic portal? Problem is, I have no idea whereabouts it is, so it's going to be really hard to judge this. I don't want to be losing lives, not at this stage in the game. Fuck it, no. It's not worth the risk, I don't think. In fact, it could be one of the... Oh god, I'm missing all these coins. Woof, you bastard! You asshole! Come here! Come on, over here, seagull. Yep, gotcha. Yeah, get over there. Yeah. Oh, can I get on that rope, maybe?